What's up, everyone? I'm Paradoxic. This is going to be a short introduction tutorial for running Halo 3 Tsavo Highway on Legendary. I'm not going to go over the complexities for this level. This is just going to give you a basic understanding of how to run the level without dying too often. Blaze has done a fantastic tutorial for CR117, the first level. I've done a really in-depth tutorial for Crow's Nest, and so this is going to be a tutorial for Tsavo Highway, but not as in-depth. So let's get started. When you begin the level, you're going to start in the elevator that you finished Crow's Nest in. You'll see when the level comes up, if I look around, we're standing inside that elevator. There's where we came from. And we need to get over there, to that button on that door. We need to open that door and then drive away. So the easiest way to do that is to walk around the elevator, come over this way, and hit that button. But you'll notice, if I restart the mission from the beginning, that our allies are in a specific animation sequence from the start of the level. We want to catch one of our allies in the middle of his animation sequence. So, start, walk around. This captain right here, we want to shoot to force him to pull out his battle rifle and break his animation sequence. We need him to get out of his animation sequence early because we want him to get in this Warthog faster, which is what he's doing here. We want 2 Marines in this Warthog because Marines act as damage sponges in this game. That means that if I get shot while I'm driving the Warthog and I have 2 Marines, the Marines take some of the damage that would have normally damaged Master Chief and the Warthog itself. So as we drive around this, try not to run into rocks, make your way through the enemies. And you don't really need to worry about enemies here. They're not going to kill you unless you do something silly. And just drive, make your way over here. We're going to cut the corner on the left here. Try not to hit the Warthog. And as we jump this, I like to aim for the white patch right there. And then we're going to come around here. You hope that your turret guy targets the turret grunt. There we go. Nice. And then we're going to get a checkpoint, hopefully, right here. Okay, I'm going to stop here. When we drive into the next area, there's going to be a ton of enemies, a couple turrets, and a phantom. This is probably the first spot where you're most likely going to die. So, the fastest route is the one I'm going to do right away, and then I'm going to do the slightly slower route, but it's more consistent. So, fastest route first. We're going to drive straight through and take the straightest line we possibly can. Nice. So, I made it through there. Whoa, just barely. But you won't always make it through. To increase your chances of making it through this section, start by aiming for the turret on this rock. Then turn and drive around in this manner. The reason you're taking that specific path is because there's a sniper in the sniper turret nest over here. Can I jump this rock? I don't think so. This sniper turret you can see right there, that sniper guy will take you out if you drive the easy route. So instead, what we do is we aim for the turret and then drive at an angle so it's hard for sniper guy to hit us. And then take this corner, come up this rock, drive optimally, and we're on our way through. Now, I'm not going to take the extra Warthog. There is an extra Warthog right there, you can see it on my right, that you can take if you feel like your hog has been damaged a lot. Maybe I'll show that.
Just what we needed.
So the other Warthog... Whoops. The other Warthog is right here. And if you want to, you can take this Warthog, like so. The problem is, you have no guarantee that your allies are going to get in this Warthog, and you want those allies for damage sponges. So I prefer to take the regular Warthog that I have my teammates in. And we're going to drive this way. I slow down a little bit right here so that I don't get clipped by that chopper. And then I get out right here. If you look, there's a gravity there's a gravity lift right here. And we can actually pick up that gravity lift through this wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this gravity lift to skip a later section of the level. So done fast, it looks something like this. Oops, I messed that up.
We're on the Tsavo Highway about east of Voy.
Picked up gravity lift, get back on the Warthog, and we're going to drive over to this barrier. Now, I'm going to do one thing here. You'll notice that there's a turret right there. There's a 50-50 chance. The turret can spawn there, or the turret can spawn there. If the turret spawns on the left, on this side, it's actually harder to do this section than if the turret spawns on the right. So it's kind of up to luck, depending on what you get. I got lucky there by getting the right-hand turret.
We're on the Tsavo Highway about east of Voy.
Okay, now it's time to party. Let's go!
Try not to get hit by these guys. And what I like to do is I like to get out, wait for my shields to reach. Oh, these might die. These guys might die. Yeah. So sometimes that happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Except be faster.
We're on the Tsavo Highway about east of Voy.
No prisoners, no mistakes, and no court.
So I'm actually going to drive a little closer here. Go in, wait for my shields a little bit. Throw one grenade to blow up that thing. And then get back in the Warthog and make our way through. Now you're through the hardest part of this section. The rest of the level is... Or sorry, you're through the easiest part of this section. The rest of the level gets a little more RNG. So drive along this section. Try not to flip.
You're breaking up.
He says as he flips. And drive up to these barriers. Now, there is a strategy where you can drive your Warthog through this gap and make it across to the other side. It's easier to do that strategy on MCC than it is to do on OG. And so since this is full game, wow, look at that platforming ability by that Marine. That was impressive. Since this is OG, I'm going to perform the grab lift skip, which is essentially, as you drive through, park your Warthog just where I parked it, get out, throw the grav lift down, and jump over the barriers.
Commander, this is only Recon 111. Cruisers above. They found...
Say again, Recon? You're breaking up.
Something in the crater, ma'am. Something beneath the storm.
I might not have gotten enough speed there. I don't think I did. Classic. So make sure that you back up. I don't think I've ever done that before. I was trying to go fast.
Commander, this is only Recon 111. The cruisers above. They found...
Say again, Recon? You're breaking up.
Something in the crater, ma'am. Something beneath the storm.
And we're good to go. Now, on Legendary, for this section, we want to go through this at top speed, and then let go of the trigger here, so that we enter this pipe fairly smoothly. That makes... Oh, I didn't want that to happen. That makes... I was about to say, that makes this driving section easier. The reason we're going around this section, not straight through the center like you normally do, is partially because we want that checkpoint we just got. If you try and drive against these choppers and the Wraith, you're likely going to die. So instead, what you can do is attempt to drive through this debris field. Now, the challenge is, this debris field, the collision models for these debris do not match up with their texture models. So you can see here. Ugh. Oops. If I restart to my last position and don't get killed by these guys, when I'm trying to drive through here, I'm running. There's a collision right there. Even though there isn't a model, it's modeled more like a box in the collision model. So you need to practice this section without getting killed. You'll need to practice this section and try and practice avoiding the collision models, not the texture models. Then, see there, that's an example right there. So I hit the collision model even though there's no texture model for that section. It's more pronounced, the differences are more pronounced on MCC than they are on OG. I'm not used to stopping behind this rock. That's partially why this is hard. I swear, it's not because I'm bad. Okay. As we come around here, we want to try and kill both of these, but if one of them is up, we'll have to suffice for one. You can get out. Oh, he didn't die. You can get out, take the chopper, and we're gonna jump it off this little cliff right here. We want that checkpoint because it makes things a little bit easier. Try not to get killed by other choppers. If you do this all very quickly, the choppers are going to be in the same positions every time, and so you won't have to worry about getting killed by choppers. Boost up this hill. And if you do this fast enough, you'll actually get a checkpoint right here. Because I stopped to explain things to you guys, I didn't get a checkpoint. It helps here, I find, to boost past these enemies. And then I get out right here. I shoot 2 fuel rods at this, and then I shoot at this as I run and jump off the cliff. What I'm doing here is giving myself a chance for my shields to recharge. And now, you can sometimes get a checkpoint like I have here. There are 2 strats from now on. You can either jump off this up to there, which is somewhat of a difficult fuel rod jump to do, and it's easy to lose runs to. Or you can simply get to here, jump back up here, and end the level. Of course, if you didn't kill the shield... Oh, that's it. Interesting. If you didn't kill the shield, you'll have to kill it when you jump back out. But that's the basics of Tsavo Highway on Legendary.